Hello. Good evening and welcome to tonight's show. Here we are live in Leeds tonight, and tonight's programme is about a different point of view. We get fed up with the sorts of points of view we hear on the radio, television, in the news. Not that sort of point of, not that point of view, up a little. A different point of view. So we have an audience full of nutcases here. All these people have a totally different point of view. You just have to look. Have you ever noticed on television when you see the audience, they look, you know, have a little look at that. I mean, would you go out looking like this gentleman here in the leather jacket? I mean, you wouldn't, would you, really? So anyway, we'll be talking to a whole... Excuse me, I'm the important one here. It is my show. We'll be talking to a whole load of nutcases tonight, and you will see as the programme goes on. If you would like to phone us, you know the number coming up on the screen, 0532 46 1000. And if you have something completely different to say, a different point of view on any topic at all, give us a call. We will be talking later to a man who knows that Christ is coming for the second time and is coming fairly soon. We have interesting information also about dentists, but we start with Arthur Tomlinson. Hello, Arthur.
Hello.
Now, Arthur is a ufologist.
Yes,
I'm correct?
Yes.
And Arthur has proof positive that there are being, well, more or less, you're convinced, aren't you?
Well, I've proof positive to me that the craft exists.
Now, this is UFOs, but I mean, they're manned UFOs, presumably?
Well, it depends what you mean by man.
Well,
aliens, things in them, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, don't go weak on me now, Arthur, for God's sake. I mean, I thought we were going to... Look, you've been doing this for a long time.
45 years.
45 years? And you're still walking around free? Nobody's tried to lock you up yet?
No, that's true, yeah.
Now, tell me, what first made you convinced there are flying saucers and things?
Well, first of all, I went to interview lots of eyewitnesses, and I was a bit disappointed because they seemed to be misidentifying natural phenomena, airplane lights and that kind of thing. So that went on for a while. But what finally convinced me is when the two things I saw. One was in 1965 from the front door of my house. In broad daylight, in a clear blue sky, I saw an enormous tube with irregular patches of golden light along the length of it. Now, this thing I saw was identical to the George Adamski photograph. Yeah. Now, everybody laughed at George Adamski at the time and said his photos were fakes. No way. I have seen that tube in the sky in broad daylight in a clear blue sky in 1965. But not more than 300 foot up. 300
foot up?
About that, yes.
How big do you think it was? I mean, as big as a jumbo jet?
Well, it was a bit bigger than that. You know, I could clearly identify it as some sort of construction with apparent golden patches of plasma along the length of it. Ionised electricity.
You see, I mean, couldn't this really have been somebody made this here and they're just messing around? Maybe it's
well, fine, but you tell me who.
Military or...
Well,
you're being very coy with me, Arthur. I don't like this coyness. You're being a little too coy. I mean, is it sort of...
Well, I think it'd be wonderful if you could find out who did make it, if it was made here, because I'd feel a lot happier if UFOs did not exist. I'd have a much happier life, go back to my old pursuits of reading science fiction and doing all sorts of things, pursuing other knowledge. Now, you physics, for instance. 2,500
slides of UFOs?
Yes, not just UFOs, no, all sorts of
What have you got here? Show me a few things.
Well, you can see a few things here. These are from the 1300s, 1350. They're actually on the walls of the Decani Monastery in Yugoslavia.
We're going on that one? How's that? All right. So that's yes, right. I thought it was a cartoon show I'd already seen on television. But these are in Yugoslavia. Eric von Daniken did this. Eric von Daniken, of course, was shown to be a bit of a fraud, wasn't he?
Well, it's quite true he was a fraud because he'd got the right idea, but totally the wrong evidence.
He had?
His evidence was invalid. He got the wrong evidence.
I'm interested in this one. This is the...
This is Ghirlandio's painting of the Madonna and Child, and there's a structured craft in the sky.
Not the Madonna with the big boobies, but the Madonna... That's next week's show.
You've got to put that in context. Artists of those days would not have known anything about craft in the skies. All they knew were clouds, birds, and the moon, the stars, and that kind of thing. So what was he doing, painting a structured craft in the sky?
So that blob there... That you reckon that... I mean, how can you tell that's structured? It just looks like...
No, it's got aerials. No, it's got aerials sticking out of it. You go and look at the original painting in the Tate Gallery in London.
Can we get any closer in there, Beryl or Chris?
I mean, these are only reproductions.
No, I don't think we can, no. But you're convinced that's a craft?
Yeah, because there's a man looking up at it, shielding his eyes from the sun. It's meant to be there.
Oh, yes, that little thing there is a man, You see, the thing is, Arthur, that if these... I mean, I'm sure there must be, in so-called intelligent life, if you can call us that, on other planets. But the point is that you've spent 45 years or so of your life worrying about this. Supposing you die before you actually...
No, I'm not worried about it. I'm just interested.
What happens if you never meet one of them?
Never meet one.
Or never go into one?
Well, it wouldn't worry me. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just interested in knowledge.
Yeah. What else have you got here? You've got other...
Well, that's a tapestry portraying the life of the Virgin Mary from the 15th century again, and it's a top hat type thing in the sky again. You see, what the hell it is?
I'm slightly... Can we get a shot of... there, how's that? It's up here on this... No, hang on.
No,
this corner here, yeah. You see that? That's a flying saucer there. But couldn't that just have been a blob or something like that?
Well,
yeah.
You can have that opinion if you want.
Yeah. You've seen one that's a sort of...
No, I've seen another.
A cylindrical shape.
Let me tell you about the other one.
Go on, tell me about the other one.
I was returning home with a friend after playing bridge in South Manchester. It was May the 16th, 1968, and we were travelling on Bury Old Road towards a place called Bessie's on the Barn, where the Manchester-Bury electric line is on an embankment and it goes over the main road. We reached this spot and we suddenly noticed an extremely bright light somewhere near Bessie's of the Barn station. It was stationary, and we wondered what the heck it was. And we proceeded along the main road until we came to the junction of the old road and the new road, where there's some traffic lights which were red, so we stopped. And we could see this thing still there in the same position. It was hovering about 20 foot above the railway line. Now, it hadn't moved all that time. However, as soon as we got near to it, it started to move. It ran above the railway line, keeping the same height for about 60 or 70 feet, and then it turned off and went over the housetops. Now the lights changed, and we went down the next available road underneath the railway line, and there it was, stationary again, waiting for us over the housetops. As we got near to it again, it moved off again, and it ran ahead of the car, keeping the same distance from the car. We were doing about 30, down a long lane called Thatchleach Lane, which was about half a mile long, and this thing was running ahead of us all the way to the bottom of this lane. As soon as we got to the bottom of the lane, it shot off, whoomp, like that.
How did it go? Yeah, okay, yeah.
Right.
Did, you see, the thing is, I haven't seen one. It always seems to me that people who are really interested in them actually see them. We'll come back, we'll talk some more. I don't
think so.
We'll talk some more a little bit later. Do you think there's a conspiracy to keep this quiet or not?
Well, I mean, if the government's not in command, they're not going to tell you about it, are they?
OK. Right, we're going to play this video now or not? You think we are? We're going to have a video. It's a new one from John Parr, which is quite good. It's called Man with a Vision. We are. Oh, we're back. Oh, hello.
We're on there.
David Such, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey! Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, fans. Thank you. How you doing, all right?
A man who definitely has, I think you will agree, a different point of view.
Yes.
Yes. So you've come to get your hair cut tonight. And I thought,
yes.
well, whilst I'm doing the show, you might as well... You're going to sit down?
Oh, yes. Yeah. But before that, I'd like to present you with this, which I've got in Miami, Florida.
Yes.
It's a shop there called Last Tango in Paradise. And they said they traced your roots, and this is an old 60s coat, as you can see.
Yes.
It's still
very
got
nice.
the old... and it's from the Whale clan, so you must be related to
It's from
them.
the Whale clan, is it?
You must have left a bit of your spawn over there years ago. You know
or
what
sperm.
I mean? Sperm.
Yes, I suppose sperm or sperm, yeah.
And this company has awarded you, Regent Rosettes of Huddersfield, awarded you the top offbeat comedy show of the year.
Oh, that's very nice. Yes, thank you very much indeed.
Well,
that's my...
and by the way, a celebrity has signed there.
Oh, so we're going to get people to sign?
Today, sign it.
I see.
What you can do is you get your acts, I've signed it in there.
Oh, you signed it in there as well?
You get some of your personalities coming on here, sign it, and then what you do what you like with it. You can raffle it off to charity or give it to your show, whatever you want to do.
I think I'll keep it for myself. It'll be worth a few bucks. Can I just hang it? Carry on. I'm just going to hang it over.
Hang it up there, yes.
Is that okay there?
It doesn't nick it. It looks like... It's got the Whale clang on there, so it's been going for years and years.
Sit down.
Okay.
It's very nice. It reminds me of... No, please, yes, sit down. That's okay. We'll sit down, I think. So, different... I mean, when you first have this different point of view, this is a serious interview.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's it. Yes,
Do you want to take that off and get your hair?
Oh, yeah, I'll get my hair done, yes.
Because I know you're busy and you're rushing around.
I was up here doing a rock and roll show last night.
Well,
I'm still doing the old rock and roll. Rocking it to them.
Of course. And Would you shut up and listen to what I'm going to say? Okay. When you first decided to have a different point of view,
yes,
and people said you were completely round the bend and everything else, has it affected you badly? Do you think?
No. Well, when I got out, I decided to do something about it. You know, and I've been always a bit offbeat, but to me, I'm normal. I just go through life, and people, it's other people that put me in cages and put me
can't imagine
in categories and say that I'm a bit off. But to me, it's just a way of going through life and being quite normal. Yeah. I can't see why these people do get this. But I've not had a lot of sleep because...
You haven't?
No, because last night, at 4 in the morning, my neighbours were banging on the wall. 4 o'clock in the morning, both sides. Hardly had any sleep. So lucky I was up at the time playing me drums.
It was, wasn't it, really? Yes. 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 You sit back and relax, all right, and get a nice haircut. Well, take as much off as you like.
He's getting my rock and roll image going.
Okay, we're going to take some phone calls. I've got Bob on from London, I think. First of all, hello, Bob.
Jim.
Yes, Bob.
Well, I wasn't expecting to speak to David Lord Such, but I will anyway.
Was it?
Well, hang on just a minute, Bob, can you, for one moment?
Are you there, Bob? Where's Bob?
No,
because...
Yes, hello, Bob.
Hang on, just get rid of Bob for a moment.
Oh, okay.
He's over there. He's under the carpet.
I am indeed.
I can't...
Squish! No, don't look!
Is he under that carpet?
Yes, no, I've got it, because I just feel a little nervy, you see, if I do the...
I am nervy, Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's got a point of view, this man.
Absolutely.
What's the point of view?
Well, I was just going to say, well, in politics, it's a bit boring at the moment, and it's just nice to see someone who has such a different point of view.
Fantastic, that's good. Yes, we got to the point. Yes, very nice indeed. Now,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, our next call is. I've forgotten who we've got on now.
Who's that?
George. Have we got George on? Hello, George.
Yes, you've got George. Hello, James, David. Man with a vision. That's me.
George.
Yeah. Because he can see me on the TV. So he's got a vision.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
George.
that's it.
On the other hand, James, maybe my vision is just a mirage, but. Yesterday here on the Magic Mountain of Hampstead, a meeting took place.
Oh, you'll get into trouble for doing that.
Yes, that's true.
At headquarters.
Lose your job over there.
Sorry, go on, George. Get on with it, George.
Yeah. Well, it was concluded that all we need to win this election is £325,500.
Yes.
Yes.
650 agents.
Yes.
And someone of your...
You're a politician,
someone of your
are you?
great charisma and stature to agree to play along, James.
I see.
Now, what we want you to do, we took the liberty of naming a party for you to lead, if that's okay.
Naming a party for me to lead?
First of all, we thought we should have a new currency called...
I think it could be a good idea, yeah. You've got that statue about you. I think you can give Major...
Yeah, George, bog off, because you're really quite a boring old fart, really, basically. And I think...
Oh, dear.
I think I might become a politician. That might be an idea, because I quite like the idea of that.
I think you can challenge. You've got that debonair look about you.
Yes.
You've got the gift of the gab.
Yes.
I can see you as the next Prime Minister. Next Prime Minister.
We've been through all this before the show.
It's the boss.
Well.
Potential candidates, if they declare their candidacy, ITC programme codes, Representation of the People Act, 1983, Section 93.
Yeah?
Yes.
What was that?
So I'm afraid you've just lost your show.
Oh, God. What's that?
You're a potential candidate. You said you'd
know
probably
what's gone
stand.
wrong, don't you? You know what's gone wrong?
What?
You've got a red jacket on, and he's got a blue tie.
Now, look...
You know, you've blown it.
I mean, I've changed my mind. I think
No, it's too late. You're still a potential candidate. I'm afraid that's it.
That's it.
Have we got Jonathan Ross on the line?
He's not related to John Major,
You'll
is
do it. Great. We'll take a break.
Is he related
sorry.
to Neil Kinnock? Does he know Neil Kinnock or John Major?
Never met.
James Whale. The James Whale Radio Show.
I told you, don't ring me when I'm working. Look, I think you're better off, quite frankly, because he's a jealous old sod. No, I know. No, look. If you've, you know, I know there wasn't anything between you and the Yank. Look, I know the mother-in-law's a bit difficult to get on with, but if you keep the kids, it'll be fine. No, look, I'll see you at the weekend, all right, and we'll perhaps go out for a rave or something like that. Yes. No. I wouldn't worry about it. If they take you out of Madame Tussauds, don't worry. Okay? Yeah. No. Don't park the helicopter there. Okay. No. If he goes back in the Navy, what the hell? Right, fine. Sorry about that. Just a little problem I have to sort out for everybody. Are we okay here? Everybody working hard? Going wonderfully well today, isn't it? Look, all these calls coming in. Mark, hello. From Walthamstow.
Yeah.
Yes, Mark.
I would like to ask your UFO guest, but he seems to have gone.
No, we'll get him back later on. I mean, at this particular moment in the programme, he's not here, but I know everything there is to know about UFOs. What do you...
OK, well, I'd like to sort of like try and shed some light on the subject about 1947, the UFO landed in America.
Yeah.
And apparently the authorities tried to cover it up, but there's been a lot of rumour that there was a lot of alien life forms, sort of like...
Do you think you think there might be this sort of conspiracy, don't you? I've got that feeling.
Yeah, there might have been a lot of genetics.
Right. OK, Mark. So I'll put that down. Mark, I want you to go and sit down, relax, and watch the next piece of film, OK?
Yeah.
All right, go and watch this, because I went last week to meet a man. This is very serious. I want you to watch this very carefully. I went to meet this guy. He is known as St. Anthony. He has been sainted by Christ. He knows all there is to know about the second coming of Christ, and he's also pretty hot on the problems of dentistry. I want you to watch this very carefully, because I think you will join with me to see something that is truly remarkable. Roll the tape. When did you first decide that you were going to be a saint, or isn't it something that you decided?
It wasn't really me. I think God decided that. Back at the end of 1972, New Year's Eve, in fact.
Yes.
We were going to throw a party that night, but I just went out for a walk. Thought I was going down the pub for a drink. Mm-hmm. I, in fact, ended up in the parish church in Pinner, and had my first really big religious awakening. Not anything particularly to do with the church, but I think God just wanted to get me off the street and away from the pub.
Had you been a regular churchgoer until that point?
No. I had, as a child, been taken along to church by my mother, who was quite religious, but I wasn't myself interested in going to church. I found it very boring.
Do you believe that there is some kind of collusion, if you like?
Conspiracy,
yeah. With alien beings?
Sure, absolutely. With the American government, the British government, and basically, generally, various governments of the world.
To keep the second coming of Christ away from this planet?
They wouldn't look at it that way.
What do they think?
Well, certain people may, but not many people understand what's really going on.
Can you explain for us?
I'll try to.
Okay.
The ones that really understand tend to keep more in the background. But the other ones are being manipulated, and basically they utilize very sophisticated techniques. I mean, in fact, one of the techniques, in fact, is television. Television is a very effective means of brainwashing people into a certain mode of thinking.
God has contacted you that Christ is on his way back. Is that right or not? Or trying to get back?
He's already stated that he's coming back to this planet. He's obviously got a lot of other work to do, and he's been away for about 2,000 years. But the thing is that he has stated categorically that in the same way that he left this planet, he's going to come back to this planet. And many, many people now believe that it will be around the turn of the century.
You're not him, are you? I'm only asking, no. I'm not being blasphemous. I'm asking that because
in no way.
You have the same colouring that the pictures in the Bible have.
I wouldn't have thought that Jesus would have red hair, but...
no, I don't know. Perhaps the Bible I was reading.
He has a beard, probably.
You've got a picture in here of an alien. Can I see that?
Right.
Okay. Have you ever been to another planet, by any chance?
I have not personally, in my knowledge, in my lifetime, been taken to another planet, no. But many people have, and have recorded their stories as well. Much has been written on that sort of thing. Now then, this is the one, I think. This is now the photograph of a commander. This person here is Commander Valiant Thor, and this one next to him is a Vice Commander, Don Thor, and this lady is one of the crew members. Okay, so this one here is Commander Valiant Thor. He spent 3 years stationed at the Pentagon. He landed his spacecraft a few miles down the road from the White House in 1957. and he stayed at the Pentagon as an advisor for 3 years till 1960.
You believe that the fillings that have been put into our mouths over the years are poisoning us slowly?
Absolutely. They're 50% mercury, which is one of the most deadliest poisons known to man. And if you believe in the conspiracy theory, then you can well see how that could fit into it. Because
so
many
governments
people
are getting dentists to put these fillings?
Well, possibly out of ignorance a lot of the time, you see. Dentists, doctors and all these people are educated in a certain way. They are brainwashed in a certain way by society, by universities and everything else. Now, if we're to come with a totally different approach, through a holistic approach, a spiritual approach, a natural approach to healing, then all these things can be brought about without ever having to rip people open or get drills out and drill holes in people's teeth and ruin their teeth for them.
But as far as I could see from reading your own literature, Anthony, you actually fill your own teeth, the teeth of your children, the teeth of your family,
yes,
with what amounts to superglue.
It is superglue gel, which is cyanoacrylate, and that on its own is not really sufficient. But when it is mixed with a certain powder, which is just plain white Portland cement mixed with plain unperfumed talcum powder.
Have you got any medical skill or medical qualifications? Or?
Well, if I had, I wouldn't be sitting here having this interview with you, James, because the point is that if I was an ordinary medical practitioner, which I'm not, and I never want to be, then I would certainly not be saying the things I do. The point is that things like hydrogen peroxide, which is a totally natural part of your immune system, which can cure cancer, AIDS, and all these sort of things, and has been proven by the medical profession to do this. But
there is no cancer cure or AIDS cure at this moment.
The government and the drug companies don't want you to know that, because you see, if somebody comes up with a natural cure, you can't patent a natural cure. You can't make money out of a natural cure.
No, come on, you can't, I mean...
the drug companies are in business to make money. They want to keep people sick so they can make more drugs to sell to the people who are sick. If you are healing the people, then they're no longer sick and the drug companies are out of business.
Have the music up on the floor. I mean, what was all that about? I mean, what was that? Were we not supposed to have some music? Can you? We got any music anyway or not? Come here, you. Goodness sake, come, have a sit down there for goodness sake. Come and sit over here. I think you can probably hear that music in the background. Nobody can hear it in the studio, but that's okay. Oh, that's good. That's nice. It's a little late now. Sit down over here, Rosie. Right. Sorry about that, Rosie. Okay, cut the music, thank you. Cut, that's it, good. Now, Rosie, that's your new record called...
Dance With Me.
Dance With Me, yeah. And I'm told that you are the oldest raver so far going, is that right?
I haven't checked it out, I don't know.
Yes, yes, but you're in the nightclubs every night and doing that, yes. Yeah.
Not every night, but nearly every night.
Yeah? Yeah, so obviously... looking at yes. So you wouldn't think you were sort of round the bend or a bit cranky or anything like that?
What's cranky about dancing? It's healthy exercise and less boring than other kinds like PT.
What made you want to become, because you're what, 67? Yeah. What made you want to become a rave artiste?
I didn't. Well, I just thought it would be fun. I got fed up of trying to work in the daytime after being up all night.
Yes, yes.
I thought it would be nice to earn my living doing what I was enjoying at the moment. I like change. I don't like doing always the same thing.
Yeah.
I teach a very serious subject, Alexander technique, you see, so... I mean, that involves listening to people's troubles all the time, and I prefer the kind of people you meet at raves who are creative, constructive, fun, more on my wavelength.
Creative.
I love them, our pupils
yes.
anyway.
Oh, I see, yes, yes. Yeah, but I mean, you don't find there's just a noise, a kind of barrage of non-musical sort of...
it's very energizing. It puts you in a nice hypnotic state without drugs or anything. Really, really lovely stuff.
Okay, what are you doing?
What? I was having a sup of guarana. You've tried this jungle juice.
What? Well, it smells
quite
disgusting. I'm
it's
sure
not.
it is.
It's got wine in it. It tastes nice. And vitamin E. Good for the
really?
complexion. Yeah.
And is this what's keeping you looking...
Yeah. Well, it's one of the things. That
so young looking? Is that what's making you so young looking? I see, yes.
Well, it keeps me going all night without taking drugs.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
You know,
this isn't
alcohol.
a drug. I mean, this
no,
is...
it's not.
No,
it's perfectly respectable.
Is
you
it?
get it from the health food shop. They haven't banned it yet, anyway.
Well, they
Probably
will. Give them time. They will. It says here, use once or twice a day as required. It looks like dog's pee. I mean, basically, it looks like dog's pee. It's the sort of thing that...
Tasted. Don't be prejudiced.
No, but I wouldn't. I don't need. No, I'd rather just stick to this.
First sign of old age when your mind
water
is
with
closed,
bubbles. Yes, but I'm looking at the way you look at 67. You know, I mean, I just.
Okay, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so they tell me.
So the record is doing quite well, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well.
Good. Okay. Well, Rosie, you just chill out for a little while, because we now move on. Ladies and gentlemen, Rosie, a little ripple for Rosie. Right, now, we'll put it back in the box later. Now, as we like to keep things moving on, and something a little bit different, we get it all sorted out fine. Okay, I don't want to show you just yet. A different point of view. This guy really does have a different point of view. We thought we'd bring you some cabaret with a difference tonight, all right? So come over here. And ladies and gentlemen, this... at the moment, is the totally intact Andy Officer. Now, Andy, you're an entertainer, right?
That's correct, yes.
Yes, and what is your line of entertainment?
Well, I do speciality, which is glass, of course.
Yes.
And I do a little bit of fire eating, Cossack dancing, and a little bit of singing as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So a thorough all-rounder.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, turn around this way so everybody can see you, first of all. I mean, now, Andy tonight is going to do his glass routine, OK?
That's correct, yeah.
What do you do with the glass?
Well, I think you'll see in a minute.
Yes, I see. Have you got any cuts or...
no, nothing at all.
Nothing at all? Let's have a... No? I've got more scars than you. This is any particular sort of glass or not?
Just wine bottles.
Yes.
Milk bottles, anything like that.
Can I have a little look at that before we just have a... this is... Is it, I mean, it's OK if I do that, is it?
Yeah, anything you like.
You're sure? OK, just... Now, there's some pretty sharp, nasty... That's one of those funny bottles she was drinking. Yeah, OK, right. So, you got one here as well?
I've got one there.
You start that with the act. Well, I think we'd just better see it, hadn't we? Would you like to see this? Yeah. OK, now, there's one thing that I'm worried about, and that is blood. So, if you're down in the front, you get sprayed with blood. Don't take it out on us. Can I just give you this? Can you just take that for me? Just before we go into this, Andy, I would just like you to sign this, because that takes away... Just sign at the bottom there, and that just takes away any responsibility from the programme for anything that may happen, OK?
OK, lovely.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Officer. that I imagine for one moment you would want to try that at home, but of course leave it to the professionals. And by the way, I don't suggest you drink hydrogen peroxide either, because didn't they use that for dyeing hair? I think they did.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Now, my next friend with a strange and different point of view is, and I know he doesn't like people being reminded of this, the great-great-great-grandson of Charles Darwin?
Great, yeah.
Great, just two great-greats. And that is Chris Darwin, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's quite often on programmes like these that you never read any books that your guests have written, but I have actually read this. It's a fascinating book because you're obviously completely loopy.
Well, I must admit, having seen your other guests, I feel pretty sane, actually, in comparison to the rest of them. But,
well, should we just... I mean, you started something called The Social Climbers.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know how to describe it, really. The book is fascinating, but you decided to climb the highest mountain in South America.
Peru, actually.
Okay. Purely to have a dinner party.
Yes.
At the top. It's absolutely ridiculous. Most of the party had never climbed before.
That's right. Well, it was particularly ridiculous when we arrived at the top, and it was a complete whiteout. We had a minus 37-degree blizzard. The wine froze, and two of the guests got hypothermia. So it was not exactly. It was
probably one of the. I mean, it's a terribly. I'm doing what you should never do. Go right to the back of the book first of all, because your girlfriend at the time, Trace, ended up killing herself on a mountain. Not on that one, but later.
Not killing herself. I mean, she died. It wasn't suicide.
Yeah.
Although mountaineering, by some people's standards, could be considered to be suicide in a strange sort of way.
Do you regret doing it? I mean, not only did it sort of get Trace hooked, as a lot of you were hooked on high-altitude climbing for some reason, but people got hypothermia, they were very ill, Trace lost her life.
Well, she didn't lose her life on the expedition.
No.
But I suppose... no, I don't regret doing it at all. I mean, we were very lucky, actually, somebody didn't die. When Trace died in Nepal, she was doing something which is far tamer than anything that we did in this book. I mean, she was just walking along a path and just tripped, literally.
Tell me what made you decide. I mean, you've carried out a few other funny and strange things. I've got some photographs in here. I mean, swinging off, is it Sydney Harbour Bridge? Or
yeah,
can we see this? I don't know if we can get a close-up of that. Let's have a little look. And there. Can we see up here?
Well, that event there, it was two months before we were supposed to leave on the expedition. We had no women for the expedition at that stage.
Yeah.
So in a kind of desperate bid, we decided we'd lower ourselves off this cliff and basically just publicly announce and say, look, we're looking for women to come on the expedition, and ring up. Yeah. And we actually got a brilliant response.
Now, things that when you read books about expeditions and things, you never hear about the sex and the going to the toilet. And this book is full of the problems of high-altitude shitting, basically.
Well, yeah.
I mean, just tell us.
Well, I suppose, I mean, I always think that all mountaineering books should really have a big red slash across the front of them saying that you fart the entire time at altitude. I don't understand why. And the other interesting thing is, when you're talking about sex, it is completely impossible to have sex.
You tried this?
I didn't actually try, no, but I mean, you lose your libido completely. In fact, the world record for sex is 26,000 feet on Everest, and it was apparently performed by a very hard man and a very patient woman. and at the time, it was
a very hard man.
Yeah, a very hard man.
I see. I thought that was impossible at altitude.
Well, most people can't do it, and actually, at the time, it was considered to be a greater achievement than actually climbing the mountain, climbing Everest. So, I mean, he was quite an exceptional individual, really quite a performer.
I mean, it was okay for the guys taking a pee, actually, but for the women, it wasn't so good, I believe.
No. Well, when on the mountains, you actually pee in the guys can pee in their water bottle in their sleeping bag because it's 20 degrees outside. But the girls, you've got to have very good aim, and none of them really mastered it. So you actually have to then get out of the tent, out of your minus 20-degree sleeping bag, walk around, go and
take off every bit of protective clothing.
Oh, Jesus, you wouldn't want to do that. You would be in big trouble.
We've got a little shot of you at the top of the mountain. Can we talk me through this? Can we have a look at this? This is the dinner party. How high are you here?
Well, that's actually the rehearsal dinner party. That's 18,000 feet.
Near nothing.
Well, yeah, it's still... It's a lot higher than any mountain in Europe or most of the American ones. But this was actually quite a good one. And this was actually, we had some decent weather. The wine, as you can see, did not freeze. And visually, it was sort of fun. But this was the real one was actually a lot different from that.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is that you decided you wanted to do it. You went up an extraordinary height. you all got sort of injuries, and it ended up being a fairly sad... I mean, why? What did you gain from it? I can't really... reading the sort of epitaph, if you like, in the back, everybody became disenchanted with their lives and went off...
I think these things get talked up, you know. I mean, you mention an idea, you say, oh, I want to organise a dinner party on the top of the mountain, and then you meet a couple of like-minded loonies like Rosie or Screaming Lord Such, and they say, yeah, great, James, let's go and do it. And then you sort of, they get talked up slowly, and eventually you tell one too many people, and people then start coming back to you and say, have you done it? And you actually get in a position where you actually can't turn around, and it actually gets its own momentum and takes you along.
OK, we're going to talk some more a little later on and find out maybe you have some plans for something just as loopy. But we'll take a break. First of all, don't go away. Yeah, well, this has actually been causing me a lot of aggravation. Last week I forgot to mention who won the week before's prize of a signed photograph, a plastic truncheon and a host of 7-inch CD singles. It was, in fact, Neil Richardson, so well done to Neil in North Yorkshire. Last week's winner for a fabulous collection of videos, over here, some of which you can see. All right, there we are. That was Dave Attry from Ulverston in Cumbria. We asked you how to spell barn owl, and quite a few of you knew how to spell barn owl, but Dave actually was a clever sod, really. He also gave us the Latin name, which is Tyto Alba. Nice, that rolls off the tongue, really, doesn't it? Tyto Alba. So he wins those. And this week, to win a copy of this book, The Unseen Beatles, a collection of unique photographs by Bob Whittaker. Oh, sorry, yes, that's right. I'll tell you about that in a minute. This book, oh, gosh, yes, this book is Unseen Photographs of the Beatles collection, and you can win this by ringing the competition line, which is coming up on your screen now, the number of which, there we are, and telling us how many British #1s the Beatles had. How many British #1s the Beatles had. You can be ringing that whilst I continue. A number of people have written in to complain that we don't read out much mail anymore. So how are they going to get their late-night entertainment-flavoured condom packets? And we will start reading out more. And, of course, if your letter gets mentioned, you get a packet of these. After last week's programme about things heard but rarely seen, Bill in Sutton in Surrey communicated the fact that he hears next door's burglar alarm regularly but has never seen his neighbours. He also said a few other things about his neighbours, but I don't think we'll put those out. Derry in Derry says he's heard a cuckoo. Jolly good. And a Mr. Egger, who wishes to remain anonymous, says he just bought a hammock and thought it was certain, although it has certain advantages, sex unless on your own is almost impossible. And he asks for some suggestions. So if you have any suggestions for sex in the hammock, drop us a line. The address coming up on the screen. There we are, Wales Mail, Yorkshire Television, Leeds, LS3 1JS. And if we read your letter out, you will get one of these. Karen in Tunbridge Wells wants to know, what time is it, please? It's coming up to 2 o'clock, I think. We better rush on, as she has to be up at 4 in the morning. Thank you very much indeed for those. So please do write in to the address. Next week's programme, you may have seen in the press already, is all about nudity, and we'll be showing more things like this. Health and Efficiency, that well-known magazine, particularly for schoolboys, is celebrating 30 years, so we'll be going along to a nudist colony, and we will also have strippers in the studio, and a gentleman called Rick Ramrod. And apparently Rick Ramrod has to be seen to be believed. Now, a few of last week's calls to the call box line.
Hi, yeah, I'd love to leave a message. I could describe split level, but obviously this line doesn't allow me. I need to phone in and speak directly.
Yeah, James, your show tonight was about things that I've never seen and always heard. Well, how about the bloke with his hand up, zip his arse? You hear him, but you never see him.
Hello, my name's Ian. I really object to the video that's just been on, the objectification of women. They have no value but sex objects. the way that the pop group sang about I'm going to tame you with my rod of steel. So women are things to be tamed and not to be thought as equal people. I really object strongly to that. It was dreadful.
The Spinal Tap video was brilliant. And I'm a feminist, and I thought it was a great laugh.
My message is simple. There's just not enough sex on television. I'd like to know what James and his panellists think about these appalling sanitary towel advertisements that keep coming on all the time with Claire Rayner and the likes.
I got the flu, but I think this program's wicked, and it's cheering me right up. And I'm not putting his voice on, I've got the flu, so I hope you feel sorry for me. Bye.
Callbox 0898 46 1000. Callbox.
And remember, there's really very little in it as far as the cost is concerned, whether you write to us or ring the call box line, 0898 46 1000. Any views on any of my guests tonight, or anything you'd like to tell us about nudity for next week's show, which I think will be a biggie, if you'll excuse the expression. Hammock, by the way, suggestions on how to have sex in a hammock. Timothy has called us and he says, lay the hammock on the floor. Personally, I would rather with another human being rather than a hammock, but never mind. You all right? Okay, guys?
Very well.
Fine?
You like the outfit there.
I think it's very, very nice. You
doesn't
do.
look silly, does it?
Prize pillock. No, very nice.
Yes. It doesn't look silly.
Have you met, this is Charles Darwin's
great-great-grandson. I'm setting up
yes?
a party for him in Australia.
Yeah, a happy party.
A happy party.
Yeah, happy party.
Arthur is over here, UFO expert.
Yeah, less happy.
Yes.
Well, that's it.
That's so friendly. It's lovely. Can we get on?
We've all decided that these chairs have come from outer space.
They're nice, aren't they? Yeah.
Bloody uncomfortable now.
OK, Luke from Reading. Let's hit the calls. Hello, Luke.
Hello.
Yes, Luke.
Well, I'd just like to... You may think I'm a bit... Well...
I think you're a bit slow, Luke. Ring back when you can get it to the point a little closer, because, you know, television, no time. Stephen from London on UFOs. Stephen, yes, Arthur's here.
Good morning.
Right.
Well, I'd like to say, you know, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm sure there's some truth in it. But what I'd like to know is that how come they're never seen by masses and masses of people, or they never land outside, like, say, 10 Downing Street, or...
Very good point, Stephen. Arthur.
I think they have done. I think they have
done. They have done. There was one flew down the main street in Madagascar at 5:30 at night.
Yeah.
When everybody was coming
that
out
must
of
have
the
really
offices.
caused hassle with the...
they've been seen by the crowds at baseball matches.
Yeah.
Photographs, movies have been taken of them at a baseball match in America by Nick Mariano.
You saw when I was talking to St Anthony earlier, did you see that bit? Were you able to see that or not?
Yes,
do you believe? I mean, it struck me that those guys from other planets looked exactly like we did.
Yeah, well, there's a few questions I'd like to ask Valiant Thor. I've heard of him before.
Valiant, and why do they have names like they just came out of Star Trek?
He's supposed to have come from Venus. Well, Venus is, the temperature there is 800 degrees centigrade.
He was probably just a
little
blob.
bit fried.
Yeah. Valiant Thor.
Sounds like Australia, doesn't it? It's out the north, you know.
So which planet do you think they do come from then?
Well, they don't come from any planet in this solar system, that's for certain, if they do come from other worlds.
You don't hold with the view that they come out of that great big hole in the North Pole or in the Antarctic or something? No, I've heard of that.
Oh, yeah, the hollow Earth theory. Yeah, the hollow Earth
theory. They live inside the Earth, don't they? They come up.
Well, that's one theory, but it may be that the magnetic field is concentrated at the poles and it might be acting like a window into other dimensions. So people might think they're coming from in the Earth, whereas they're actually being transmitted through the magnetic field.
I mean, your great-grandfather had some funny ideas when you come to think about it, Chris, didn't he?
I don't think he had any of those, though.
Let me take another call. Craig from Enfield. Hello, Craig.
Hello there.
Yeah, go on.
I believe in the actual UFOs and all that, and, you know, what actual Arthur's saying.
Yeah.
But there must be, like, some other world, same as us, you know, around now. I mean, like, we could have the same conversation in a different planet altogether, if you know.
I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever he was talking about.
If you think of the millions and millions of years the planet's been here, we've only been here for a weekend, haven't we?
Well, you might have only been here for I've got a call for you now, coming up from Liverpool. This is Peter. Yes, Peter.
Hello, with James. Lord Such, could I just ask you what... we're being bombarded from left, right and centre with what Labour's going to do if they get into power and what the Tories are going to do if they get into power. What are you going to do? What would you do? What are your...
Well, we'd like to, but we can't, of course, because we're into an election.
I can't talk elections because of my hair.
Funnily enough, we do have another party political broadcast to put in at this particular moment. Of course, as you know, on television you have to do that. So could we roll VT?
Oh, good one.
Hello, my name's Sid Bonkers, and this is my good lady, Doris. Well, I call her my good lady, she was the best I could get. Anyway, we're not actually standing as a political party, but what we're doing is we're holding a Tupperware party on the 9th of April, right, at 749 Neasden Lane. So if you'd like to come along, there's some really good bargains going.
That was a party election broadcast on behalf of the Let's Keep It in Little Plastic Box parties. Thank you to my guests. We've had some dentists ringing in, complaining again, but let me just say, for goodness sake, don't try to mend your teeth like St. Anthony, and for goodness sake, don't use hydrogen peroxide to cure anything. I thought that went without saying. Please don't do that. And finally, next week, don't forget, we'll be doing all sorts of things. We've got a lot of links. She's a very nice young lady. And we've got a lot of Rick Ramrod. He'll be taking his clothes off, and we'll be going to a nudist colony as well. And all the audience will be naked, so join us on next week's show. For now, from all of us, James Whale, wishing you a very good night. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.